Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to your weekly dose of celestial goodness. As always, thank you for joining me in this space and on this journey. I definitely appreciate your time and your presence here. Over the past few months, we have talked about many different topics that all relate to living your best life. Self-awareness, reading, meditation, travel, vision, and just so much more. It has been a real honor for me to share this content with you, but there's another side to it. By putting this information out there, it also helps me to remember to apply it. If I don't take my own advice, I know that one of my friends or someone in my family will remind me of the things that I have said. And they'll encourage me on the things that I'm working on in my own life. In the midst of living our best life, you will have to deal with some of the harsher realities of life, and we have talked about some of that as well. Disappointment, fear, failure, and other things. Nevertheless, whenever any of these things happen, please promise me that you will pick yourself up, shake yourself off, and keep moving forward. This week, I want to talk about patience. Recently, I was lamenting to my younger sister. I was complaining to my younger sister about how long it was taking me to see the results of something that I've been working on. My younger sister, Allie, is an absolutely amazing human. She is a magical mermaid, and she's definitely a wise sage who's just filled with so much wisdom that it lets me think that she's definitely been here before. She always knows just what to say and when to say it. I remember once I was going through a very rough time, and she and I were sitting in my car. It was a very cold day, pretty sure that I was crying, and she said to me, "What season are we in?" I was very confused, and I looked at her and I was like, it's obvious we're in winter. It's hella cold. And she said, "Is it obvious?" So that gave me pause to think, but I said, "Yes, Allie, it is." And she said, "Well, what comes after winter?" I said to her, "Spring." And she said, "Exactly. Right now, in this very moment, you are in your own winter. Your own personal winter." And she said, "But I can guarantee you that after winter, your spring is coming." I was quiet. I had to let the words sit with me. I had to let them settle on my soul. She was right, of course. After this personal winter came my personal spring, and a lot of things bloomed, some of the things I had even sort of given up on, but they bloomed when they were supposed to. It wasn't obvious to me that I was in winter, but to anyone observing my life, they could see it. In the same way that we feel the chill of winter, others can see and feel that for us. And it really reminds me of a poem that I love very much by Albert Camus. Invincible Summer. My dear, in the midst of strife, I found there was within me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. And that makes me happy, for it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me there's something stronger. Each season of our lives has a purpose. I'm absolutely convinced of that. Some of my most remarkable breakthroughs in life came after a personal winter. You never really know how strong you are, how capable you are, how adaptable you are until you're called to be. And know that when I say these things, that I mean you don't have to be strong, capable, and adaptable all by yourself. Sometimes it means that you allow others to help you. No man is an island, or so they say. So here I was recently lamenting to Allie about the time that something was taking. And she says very calmly and matter of fact, "Chill, sis, Rome wasn't built in a day." Naturally, what happened after that was that life started to give me all sorts of reminders and signs that sometimes we do need to be patient. I am not a naturally patient person, but there have been moments in my life where I've seen the need for life to play out according to a divine timing. As I like to tell my own friends, the things that you want are out there, but you don't want them before time. If you've ever tried to eat unripened fruit, you know that it can have dire consequences. It's the same when we're trying to get or to do something before time. We do live in a society, though, where instant gratification has supplanted the need to wait for anything. We can get almost anything that we want quickly if we're living in certain parts of the world, and especially if we have certain resources. Even still, we have instant access to so much information and the ability to connect to people worldwide almost immediately. Yet, there is also a beauty in allowing things to grow organically. There is a beauty in the wait. I have mentioned before that my family is from the countryside or rural part of Jamaica, the beautiful Portland. Being in Portland is actually like being in a rainforest by the sea. It's green, it's vibrant, it's lush. It is so lush. And in that place where I'm from, people have a very deep connection to the land. Before she passed away, my great aunt used to say to me, "If you take care of the land will take care of you." Now, both of my grandfathers were involved in farming, and there are so many lessons that I have learned observing them and from agriculture. First, all soil is not created equally. Be mindful of where and what you're sowing. Second, when you plant a seed, you cover it, you water it, and you allow the natural processes of nature to unfold. You don't come to that seed every day and say, "Why haven't you grown yet?" You allow the process to unfold. Sometimes we need to do the same thing with our own lives. Allow our life to unfold in certain ways, on certain things. Third, you may not have told everyone that you've planted something, and there are things in your own life that you have to allow to grow in silence. When the time is right, perhaps when you can see the flower or the plant itself emerge, then you might decide to tell others about it. The reality is that not everyone shares your vision. There are also going to be a handful of people maybe who might feel jealous of your ability to plant. And so to protect your dreams, you have to allow them to grow in silence, or share that with people who you know are going to water your dreams, your goals, your plans, your desires with love and support. Fourth, when you plant something, you are trusting in the potential. Ralph Waldo Emerson says that the creation of 1,000 forests lie in one acorn. It is also said that we should not despise small or humble beginnings. This is also further supported by a Chinese proverb, I'm sure you've probably heard it, which says, "A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step." You must start if there's something that you wish to achieve. Thinking about it is great, but it's better if you do it. Many years ago, I wanted to go back to school. Several people questioned this because I already had a law degree, so they're like, "Why do you need to go back to school?" Someone said, "You're working, that's going to take extra long." But I felt this desire burning inside of me, and I knew that I needed to go back. And I did go back, and I went back in a particularly stressful time in my life to study library and information science. I took 2 classes per semester, and I did work, and it was hard. And I graduated, though, before I knew it. That course of study led to some of the most amazing experiences in my life. Some exciting adventures, including a trip to Italy that included a tour of the Vatican secret archives. It also led to an academic publication, something that I'd wanted to do, and to work as an adjunct professor. If I listened to everyone else, if I hadn't started, none of the other things that have helped make my life feel personally meaningful with regards to this course of study would have happened. You have to start, and you have to listen to yourself. 5th, your crop can fail, but you can plant again. Failure is something that can happen with planting anything. In Jamaica, hurricanes or a drier season than normal can wipe out an entire harvest. It hurts, and in some cases it has financial implications, very serious ones. However, I have never seen a farmer give up because of a bad harvest. Instead, they plant again. They make contingency plans for when something happens that they didn't plan for, and they keep moving forward. I've heard a talk with Denzel Washington, and he said, "If you haven't failed, that means you haven't even tried." He talked about showing up for auditions and not getting them. All right, so he didn't get it. He just went home and he practiced for the next audition and for the next audition. And it just keeps going because this was his dream, right? Failure happens. I have experienced failure many times in my own life. Many times. And yes, when it's happened, I have cried because I am a water bucket. But I get up and I try again. My favorite, Maya Angelou, who I love to talk about, she said, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come out of it." And 6th, one day you will look at everything that you've grown, you'll look at your garden, and you will feel proud. Be proud of yourself. It is okay to be proud of yourself. We need to normalize people being allowed to be proud of their accomplishments and their achievements. I will be proud of you, with you, if you need someone to be proud about something. And also, many of us see social media, but what we are seeing is the highlight reel. You know, that's what people are posting. They're posting the beautiful outcome. Most people are not showing you the hard work that they're putting into making something happen. Anything that you devote yourself to opens you up to a place of vulnerability, to having to put in the work, and to possible failure. But there's also the possibility of success. and of doing something that feels worthwhile and meaningful to you. Most people that you see as successful are not overnight successes or overnight sensations. They've honed their craft, they have practiced, and most of all, they were consistent. Picasso and Mozart did not become who they were in one night. They practiced and they became masters in their field. Robert Greene, in his book Mastery, says that it takes 10,000 hours to become a master at something. He also said, to the extent that we believe we can skip steps, avoid the process, magically gain power through political connections or easy formulas, or depend on natural talents, we move against this grain and reserve our natural powers. We become slaves to time. As it passes, we grow weaker, less capable, trapped in some dead-end career. We become captive to the opinions and fears of others. This intense connection and desire allows them to withstand the pain of the process, the self-doubts, the tedious hours of practice and study, the inevitable setbacks, the endless barbs from the envious. They develop a resiliency and a confidence that others lack. Don't skip the steps. Be consistent. Consistency outweighs talent and inspiration every time. Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock, says, "Success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Greatness will come. Show up for yourself. Keep showing up for yourself." And all of this really is to remind you that if you have something in mind that you want to start, or if there is something that you've started and you haven't seen the results that you want yet, just please remember what my magical sister Allie says. She said, "Just chill. Rome wasn't built in a day." Keep showing up and your success will come. Sometimes the great mysteries of this universe remind us that timing is also an important factor. So you want to be prepared, because luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So I want you to get lucky. I'm rooting for you, and I'm reminding you that some things need time to grow. And when they grow, they will be so beautiful and so worth it. As always, thank you so much for watching these videos, for your time. Please do like, subscribe, comment, and share as much as you'd like. I definitely appreciate that. And may the stars shine so brightly over your week. I really do hope that is a beautiful one indeed. Thank you.